Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It is Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and I am excited about what we're going to do tonight. We will give it a couple of minutes to see who is going to jump in. And let me just make sure I have all of my materials while we do that. Okay. It is Thursday night stamping. I am Candy Rattray. I live in San Antonio, Texas, and I am living my best life as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Lots of fun. I absolutely love what I do. Let's see if I happen to have, let's see. Well, that's okay. I don't actually have my holiday catalog handy, but I can't show you the inside anyway, so we're not going to get too fussed about that. Okay, let's see if anybody is going to join me. If you are watching the replay here on Facebook, or if you are watching the replay on YouTube, I would appreciate you just saying hello. Let me know that you are here. So I am going to do we're going to look at all the papers that are coming out September the 1st. So I will be running a paper share. I actually already released that information. And I love to do paper shares because I love using designer series papers. So we are going to go through each one tonight and just see what is what. I think I probably need to take these out of their papers. I already took the specialty ones out. We have a lot of specialty papers this go round. So it is August the 6th. So we are almost the full first week of August, last month of summer. Which I'm always happy about. Summer is not my favorite time of year. I know if you live in a cold climate, you probably love summer. Yeah. Here in San Antonio, we get a lot of summer, so I'm like, yeah, it's too much of a good thing. So, but I am leaving in a couple weeks to go see all my grandchildren. So they are in 2 different states, and we're going to North Carolina first, and then we are heading over to Virginia. So that's going to be exciting. Okay, well, let's go ahead and jump in. This first set of paper, I'm doing this in a particular order that makes sense to me, and hopefully it will make sense to you. So I'm starting with Mosaic Garden, and this is part of a suite. I love the fact that even in the holiday catalog, Stampin' Up! Gives us some things that are non-holiday, not even seasonal, because in the September to August catalog, we used to call it a mini catalog, now it's just a catalog, there is a lot of seasonal, more so than any other time of year, because there are so many holidays in the fall and the winter. So I do appreciate that in the midst of all of those seasonal stamp sets, suites, papers, that Stampin' Up! Gives us something like this that really just kind of spans the seasons. And I'm only going to show the papers tonight because you can only do so much at one sitting. At least that's the way my brain works. I love this is probably my favorite piece right here. But this has a bundle that goes with it, and I'm just telling you, you're going to want the dies. The stamps are great. The dies are like a square version of Spotlight on Nature. So they are just so cool to deal with. So this first one is Mosaic Garden. And you will see quite a few of our new in colors. So you'll see Crisp Cantaloupe, it has Crushed Curry, Hydrangea Hue, which is another one of our in colors, and then Old Olive and Pretty Peacock. Gorgeous, gorgeous patterns. So that is the non-seasonal one in the holiday catalog. Now we're going to move into the fall ones, and then we will go to Christmas and winter, because that's the way it makes sense to me, and I'm hoping it will make sense to you that way as well. Now I am running a paper share, and I want to encourage you to jump into that because it's a great way to get your hands on all the papers. Now my direct team members, they get money off. So they get a discount on my paper shares, and that is, I've done that for quite a few years. And that is just to reward them for being part of my team, and also to help put these papers into their hands at a discount. So let me show you really quick. When I run my paper shares, this is the way all of the papers come. You get a quarter pack, and they all have a label on them. They're in these little clear, open-ended envelopes, and they have a label on them, and it tells you if it's 12 by 12, which I think you can tell this would have been 12 by 12, but I'd put that on there anyway. And then I put the number, the item number, and then this I feel is important. So I say this is the January paper share, because sometimes you're like, well, when was that released? So I like to have that as a matter of record, and I think it helps you as well. So my paper share it's up for grabs right now. It's $76, and you get a quarter package of all the papers I'm going to show you tonight. You can add on the ribbons. You can add on the specialty papers, which is like metallics and stuff. I mean, some of these are specialty, but these are specialty patterned. The specialties that you can add on for my paper share are like glimmer papers and metallics and things like that. So if you take any two, you automatically get, you get for free the make and take packets. We're going to make 6 projects, and you can craft with me in real time at the end of September, or I love this one, or you can watch the replay if that's not convenient. But my paper shares have been popular. I package them very deliberately, very organized, and then the projects also are done in such a way that I'm going to be using a particular new stamp set, but they're designed so that if you can either add the stamp set on, or you can use some other stamps that you have on hand. Because my aim with the projects is to get you using the papers. I started doing this quite a few years back because I had a couple of customers that were taking my paper shares, and I'd ask them, so what's your favorite paper that you've worked with so far? Oh, I haven't cut any of them. They're too pretty. I don't want to cut into them. And I was a little bit heartbroken because I'm like, well, no, we want to start cutting into this paper. We want to be using it. So that's kind of the way that my projects were born into existence, as it were. Now this set of papers is called Autumn Opulence. I'm getting ready to show you the ephemera that is a part of this. So these are very, very deep, rich colors. And if you look here, we can see that we have Blackberry Bliss, which is my favorite purple, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Golden Glow, another one of our new in colors, Lost Lagoon, Peaceful Pine, so there's a second new in color, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, and Very Vanilla. I think there's quite a bit of Very Vanilla in the papers in the holiday catalog, which we haven't. It's been a while since we used a lot of Very Vanilla, so I was a little bit surprised. I love Very Vanilla, so I'm very happy about it. Let me turn this over. So all of this is ephemera. Now this is these are not stickers. So this is ephemera, but look at how pretty. You've got these wreaths, all these little pieces to use. This is super fun, gorgeous paper. So typically, if I put a paper like this into my paper share, I just punch these out and divide them into four. So, you know, you get some of these. So that's what happens with the paper share whenever there are ephemera pieces. So this is Autumn Opulence. I personally love the colors in this. And I'm always going to be very upfront with you and very transparent on the things that I really love and the things that are, yeah, they're okay. I'm going to use them, but yeah, not my favorites. One of the things I also love personally about my paper shares is it allows me to have all the papers. And sometimes I fall in love with some papers that I wouldn't have otherwise if I hadn't gotten them into my hands and started using them. Now, this is obviously totally different from the Autumn Opulence. This is very fun. This is very casual, bright, modern, where the last we looked at was much more of a kind of a vintagey feel. Well, hello there, Corinne. And welcome. Thank you very much for sharing. So you said that DSP on your list, I think you're meaning, there's a lag on Facebook. I think you mean the Autumn Opulence. So this is called Painted Patch. And you can see we have Bubble Bath, Cajun. I would not have put Bubble Bath and Cajun Craze together, but this is where you got to love the artist at Stampin' Up. Calypso Carl, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, not a color you think about with fall, but it looks really good here. Golden Glow, one of our new in colors. Petal Pink, my all-time favorite color, Pool Party. Secret Sea and Timid Tiger, which is part of our in colors. This is the second year of them. Aren't those just fun, happy patterns? All those pumpkins and gourds, yes, please. And then we've got that cute checkerboard. Oh, now you see, I love these with the Secret Sea. You know, it's interesting. We oftentimes in the fall have these patterns that are on black. These are on Secret Sea, which is a little bit softer than black. You kind of look at it and think it's black, but it isn't. It's that super, super dark navy. And look at those sweet little gingham checks. I am a gingham fan. And then look at that. Who would have ever thought to do gourds and pumpkins and acorns in just this soft color? But it's very modern. To me, this is very feminine. And where the last one we looked at, Autumn Opulence, is very classic. This is, oh, I like that. I like that stripe a lot. Now you see, to me, I'd like a pair of pajamas in that pattern right there. And then we have one that's just all pumpkins. And this has the kind of designer pumpkins. Fun, well, that's what I call them, fun colors. And then another really pretty stripe. So you see, I could put my husband in these pajamas and me in these, but you know. And then Golden Glow, which is such a pretty color. I'm using it all the time, but it is pretty perfect for autumn. And look at those leaves, kind of that silhouette of leaves. And then another little check. Oh, I'm gonna love this one. I love Cajun Craze. And this is gorgeous with that petal pink. Oh, absolutely gorgeous with all those oak leaves and acorns. Now here in South Central Texas, in San Antonio, we have acorns and they're a royal pain. We have different, well, our acorns are just small because they're from live oak trees. I will just tell you, petal pink pumpkins, little mini pumpkins, yes please. I'm gonna use the heck out of that piece of paper. Okay, so this is Painted Patch. Super, super cute designer series paper. Okay, so that is fall. And now, I don't think I'm leaving it. It seems like I'm leaving something out. I think there's another fall paper that I may not have. I think it's, you know what? Hang on one second. I think I left it on my shelf over here. Give me 1 second. This is the last of the fall, and it's probably my favorite, although I really like the others too. This is the one they gave us on the incentive trip, which is why it was already opened in a package. Now, let me just pull this out and pull this so it doesn't mess with our eye. Okay, I don't like anything to distract from the colors that are here. Okay, so this is Sunflower Fields. And this has Cajun Craze, Daffodil Delight, Early Espresso, Golden Glow, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Peach Pie, and Secret Sea. Now that's interesting because Peach Pie retired. So that is a very interesting take. Okay, so let's look at all the different colors. I wonder if they met pumpkin pie. Let's just look at them and we will see. Okay, Corinne lives here near San Antonio. Yeah, she said, yeah, the acorns are a pain. Yes, when we had our Roscoe, they are toxic for dogs, and we had to be very careful with him because he just wanted to eat everything. You're right. There will be a lot of acorns this year because we've had a really, really wet summer, which is always very welcome for us in San Antonio. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but this has little spatters. So it has little Golden Glow spatters on that plaid. These plaids are rich, they're deep, and they're gorgeous. And as much as I love the sunflowers, I am absolutely in love with this piece that is Golden Glow. I mean, isn't that just exquisite? And then, so I had already, let's see, I think I've already turned this one inside out. So Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. Now I have to say, I do love this one with that pecan pie background. Oh, this is just gorgeous. And then this little pecan pie dotted background. Let me get this where you can see them all. And then more sunflowers. I have to say, every rendering of sunflowers in this selection is really just gorgeous. And then here is another one with pecan pie and early espresso, a nice stripe. And then, let's see, more sunflowers and chrysanthemums. Let me turn it around. You know, I'm not seeing peach pie anywhere in here. I think it must be pumpkin pie. I would be very surprised if they put peach pie in it because it's a really bright peach. And then this lovely pecan pie plaid. And then, so I really love these monochromatic sunflowers. This one in Cajun Craze, I think it's really, really scrummy. So yes, this one is Sunflower Fields. So that is the last of the fall collection of papers from the upcoming catalog, upcoming fall and winter catalog. I used to call it the holiday catalog. Fall and winter is probably more accurate. The actual name is September to December. So, hey, Annie, I'm glad you're here and enjoying these papers. So it's our paper parade. So this is called Hearth and Home. Now we've got Balmy Blue, Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Early Espresso, Flirty Flamingo, Garden Green, Hydrangea Hue, Old Olive, Pecan Pie Poppy Parade, which is my favorite red, Real Red, and Secret Sea. So as you can see, you know, we've got a little bit of our new in colors in pretty much every set of papers that I've looked at so far. Now this is one of those really fun 3x3 squares. And I love this because you just have like a card front or a little element for a scrapbook page right there. You can cut them into lengths or just use them singly. These are really, really nice to use. Very, very useful. We have a beautiful wood grain, and look at how, you know, we've got like you can see the texture of the wood. Now, this is one of those where you're going to get, I think, 4 of each pattern. So this is the same one. Now we're going to a different set of 4. So this one is more winter with the poinsettias, with the mistletoe, and then we get here, and this is more fall. So we've got the sunflowers, and we've got some just more fall colors. And then the other side of this one, I love that little kind of notebook paper pattern, and look at that. That's You know, I think they're calling this bubble bath. It almost looks like Barely Blush, but I think it's bubble bath. I'll have to look at the colors again. And so you get 2 sets of these, so 4 sheets of this pattern with the fall. And then last but not least, we have 4-inch squares. And these are just kind of a mix with some kind of wintry colors. To be honest, this is kind of year round. So you get a little bit of everything with these 4-inch squares. Hey, Margaret, I'm so glad you're here. And then just a really nice subtle stripe on the back with just a little bit of paint spattering. Welcome, Margaret. I'm really glad you are here. We are looking at all the Designer Series papers. I love to just look at them all individually and slowly and just take it all in. And I'm also putting in a shameless plug for my upcoming paper share. Okay, this is Hearth and Home is the name of this one. And that pink we were looking at, they just have Flirty Flamingo on here. So I think it's just a really pale version of Flirty Flamingo because I don't see another pink on here. Looks to me like Barely Blush. But you know, to be honest, they don't list every single color. I think they list the colors that are truly featured, but you'll find shades of colors, and that's always been that way with our Designer Series papers. So just a reminder that if you do my paper share, we are taking payments beginning August 20th through the 28th. And then that is going to be cut off, and I will be ordering them on September the 1st. And I came out a bit early with my paper shares this year, but it's because the end of August, I'm going to be visiting my grandchildren. So I need to get this all buttoned up and ready to go. And then that way I will order while I'm on vacation. And I will have all of the card projects designed and ready to go, because we do have, if you order the paper share plus anything else, you get the projects for free. So the paper share is $76, and it's a quarter pack of everything I'm showing you. If you add on the specialty papers, that's like the glimmers and metallics, that's another $19. The ribbons are $16. And so if you add any one of those, you will get the projects for free, and you get an embellishment, but I can't remember which one. Okay, this is called A Little Christmas. Absolutely adorable. And yes, there's more Very Vanilla, which makes everything just look soft and vintagey. The artwork is adorable on this. So let's look. So we have Basic Beige in here. We have Cajun Craze. Let's just look at it here. I like to see it, so I think maybe you might feel the same way, even though I got a major shadow. Let's see if I can get my light to come over here a little better. No, I think I still have a major shadow. Okay, so we have Basic Beige, Cajun Craze, which I don't think of particularly with Christmas, but I think when you have a lot of animals, then you need those browns and kind of rusty colors. So Cherry Cobbler, Early Espresso, Golden Glow again, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Yay, Pool Party, Real Red, Smoky Slate, Soft Seafoam, and Very Vanilla. A lot of colors. So let's look at A Little Christmas. These guys are adorable. Absolutely adorable. And I think, you know, when you have these very whimsical patterns like this, they just make everybody smile. So look at these. And I always love to see little church mice singing. Singing carols is one of my all-time favorite things to do. And I have such incredibly fond memories. When we lived in England and our children were growing up, we did outdoor caroling in the cold. We've done some here in Texas as well. It's just it's more of a thing in the UK. And we have incredibly fond memories of that. Now this is one of those sheets where you can just cut the panels and you have card fronts or elements. I mean, these are really, you can see they're kind of designed for a scrapbook page, but you could also cut them for card fronts. This little kitchen scene is adorable. And then these would make great tags. These would make great card fronts. I want to jump into this scene right here. And then I want to jump into this one as well. So, you know, I would love to be in this library, but I'd also love to be sitting in front of the fire. And I think that's the fun about all of these Christmas images, is they just evoke, images of things that we want to see, that we want to be a part of, or things that we used to, that are part of our memories, or maybe our ideals of Christmas. These plaids are really, really nice. Now this one, I think, is pretty much the same as this one. So they're giving it to us more than once, which is interesting. Okay, now this one, yeah, oh, look how cute. Okay, this one I missed. I love bows. Red bows are awesome. Okay, so there's that plaid again. I got a little bit off track. This has almost like a, look how cute. The mice in the stockings, adorable. Oh my gosh. And you can see how that golden glow in the background just gives it that very, very soft effect. These, there's a couple of these. This is like stitching, and this one are like little knit patterns. And then, oh my gosh, yeah. Look at the mice with the getting into the cookie jar, and then of course baking cookies, baking the gingerbread houses. These are off the charts, adorable. And then let's see what's on the other side. Oh, I love this. Very vintagey colors, and really just charming artwork. So this is A Little Christmas. So just reminder that, yeah, Corinne, it is adorable designer paper, these little Christmas. Let me put this back so I don't get the glare of my glass. So remember to get my paper share. So they will be ordered around the 1st of September when they become available. And then they will go out about mid-September, because we're going to be ready to craft with our papers on September the 28th. So that will be my regular Facebook Live, will become a craft along. So if you are part of my paper share, you can craft with me in real time. And if you are not, you will just get to watch, and we will enjoy some fun card making together. Now this is Yuletide Carols. Only 3 colors: basic beige, early espresso, and very vanilla, very vintagey. I can already tell you that I am planning a Reason for the Season crafting online retreat, virtual retreat, and I'm teaming up with another demonstrator for this. We've already got our date, early November. So if you are a Reason for the Season person, you are going to love it. And this is the paper that we are featuring with some other things. So we've got Silent Night, we have O Come All Ye Faithful, also called Adeste Fideles, because if you sing the Latin, those are the words you will sing, the wassail song. So some very We Three Kings, some very beloved Christmas carols. Look at that. I mean, is that not gorgeous? And I don't know if you can see it, but hey, Kimmy, I'm glad you're here. This has a look that it's like it's on canvas or a fabric. So probably fabric. It's tighter than canvas is usually a little bit larger weave, but this is just gorgeous. So I think this is another one where you get like 4 sheets, so 3 different designs and 4 of each pattern. So that one, and then here we have more Christmas carols, and this is this is Deck the Halls, and down here in this corner we have this kind of 1800s little scene here. So this great music, sheet music, with these nice flourishes. And let's see what is on the other side. Oh, I'm getting some hearts from Margaret. Let's see. Oh, now let's see. Oh, this is little bells. These are little bells. And again, it looks like it's on fabric. So these are really lovely, and I love vintage for Christmas, and I love reason for the season. So I've already reached out to one of my demonstrator friends in California, and we're gonna bring you a virtual retreat, and we're super, super excited about it. And like I said, this is the paper that we're featuring. I always start with the paper. That's where I start for planning things. Look at this. The One Horse Open Sleigh. I mean, this is just sheet music. Isn't it gorgeous? Song and chorus. And of course, this is one of those scenes that ideally I've told my husband, this is on my bucket list, to go do a sleigh ride somewhere cold. We'll see whether I make that before I exit the earth. I don't know, we'll see. He keeps telling me, you know, as I'm getting older, I feel the cold a lot more than I used to. I've always loved cold weather, but boy, I feel it a lot more. Oh, now you see, this is a lovely piece of sheet music, very different, very subtle. So it's on basic beige. And then we have these little corners that are lovely with holly leaves and mistletoe, but they are silhouetted. So really, really gorgeous paper. I am loving this. And let's get back to the name of it. It'll take me a little while to get all of the names. Let's see. Yuletide carols. That should be very aptly named. Sometimes they have kind of funky names. This one is very appropriately named. Okay, now this is another cutesy. This is called Timeless Christmas. And again, I already have something that I am pairing up with a couple of my friends. We've done this before where we're doing a craft along at the end of September. No, maybe it's the end of October. Anyway, we're featuring this paper, and this is one of those. Oh, let's look at the colors first. I get Yabrin. Let's go and look at the colors first. Very traditional, and I spy with my little eye Poppy Parade, which is my favorite red. So we have Peaceful Pine, Pecan Pie, and Poppy Parade. I will say, Peaceful Pine, it's like when I started using Peaceful Pine, I was like, where have you been my whole life? It is like the green you didn't know that you needed. So this is another one of those where you have all these little squares and rectangles of different sizes to use for card or scrapbook elements or tags. I mean, they're all there. Now let's see what's on the other side. Oh, look at that. Bright, bright polka dots. I mean, that's like an India eye strain polka dot. That's one where you want to use in a small amount, but it's a great accent. So yeah, Corinne, this is great to do a lot of cards. Let's see now here. Oh, this is another one where we're going to get 4 pieces of each design times 3. Well, 3 designs times 4, I think, is probably more. As my husband would tell you, I am not the math girl. Now, I love this polka dot. I really love. For one thing, I love Peaceful Pine, and I love this large polka dot. This one I really like, but you have to use that in small doses, or it's going to just mess with your eyes. This one is a much more user-friendly polka dot, and I love pecan pie with snowflakes. Again, it's just soft, it's pretty, it's just lovely. Yes, the new green foil matches up. So there is a whole set of foiling that it goes with. That's all Christmas. So yeah, there's a lot of great Christmas stuff that you're gonna enjoy playing with, designing with, creating with, having fun with. I love this pattern right here. This big, bold plaid in Poppy Parade. Yes, please. And oh, look at those. Now you see, I like these holly leaves and holly berries on that white background. I like that very, very strong contrast. Ah, Margaret, you're a Poppy Parade fan too. You see, we are design partners. We have the same loves. Okay, so that once again is Timeless Christmas. And it is. I mean, it has the gingerbread men, it has the trees, the snowflakes, the holly, the plaid, very timeless. I love it. Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying this because I am. Now, this designer series paper coming up, this is a winter. So we're leaving Christmas and going into winter. Now, this paper here is called Whispering Woods. Now, let's just look at the colors first, and then I'll tell you about it. So, this is Azure Afternoon and Blueberry Bushel, Garden Green, Night of Navy, Pecan Pie, Pretty Peacock, and Shaded Spruce. So now we're having the blues and greens, which is perfect for winter. And I will say this, I cannot remember the name of the charity, but Stampin' Up! I love their giving back. It's part of the heart of a company, part of the core values. And we always have a paper during the holiday catalog where a portion of the proceeds goes to a charity. This is that paper. And because a portion is going to a charity, I always do a class with it because I want to sell a lot of this paper to benefit whichever charity it is. And I have to say, not only do I want to benefit the charity, these are gorgeous, gorgeous patterns. Once again, we have a lot of these this year. This is interesting. But you know, I will say it's the time of year when typically we're making multiples of everything. And oh, Corinne, that would be fun. We could design together. Wouldn't that be fun? You have a very good eye. I've seen some of the things that you do. So I think that maybe they've just heard us say, you know, we need fewer patterns, but more of the same pattern during the holiday period because we are doing multiples of so many. Now, this is just exquisite. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, here we go. There is, oh, look. I mean, is that not adorable? Oh, I love bunnies. Bunnies, oh, bunnies and fox. Oh, we've got a bunny and we have a fox. And then we have the moose and the elk and the deer and the bear. Yeah, they're all there. They're all represented. That is adorable. Absolutely adorable. And then of course, we get four. I say, of course, we're seeing the pattern here. We get 4 pieces of that one. And, oh, but wait, there's more. So then we have this kind of a pattern, which is great for our scrapbook pages. It's also great for card fronts because these make great panels. And this has very much like a soft clouds. Absolutely beautiful. And then let's see what we have on the other side. Oh, that's kind of nice. Kind of like almost like little mosaic tiles. I don't know, when I was growing up, we made ashtrays out of those. I'm a child that grew up in the 60s. And so, yeah, we used to make, neither of my parents ever smoked, but yeah, they always had ashtrays so that when they had people over, they would have a place to put their ashes. And more often than not at our house, they ended up becoming candy dishes and places for my dad to put his change and things like that. So it was a different era for sure. That is Whispering Woods Winter Designer Series paper. And now we have another winter paper. So again, you get a quarter of all of these papers that I'm showing you when you take my paper share. So you get a lot. And what I like about my paper share is that you get to try out all of them. And then you might find that is enough for you, but you might find some of the patterns that you want like a whole pack, but I like to try samples of things before I commit to full packages. And of course, to buy all of these packages, if you were going to buy all of them, the full package, it would be, over $300. So my paper share allows you to get a quarter pack of every package of actual paper. This is not the glimmer papers. That's a separate add-on, but it's $76. And if you add on either the glimmer paper or the ribbons or both, then you're going to get 6 project packets and a an embellishment. Now, these are actually single-sided. So these are beautiful. I mean, this is the kind of bouquet I love. And so you get 2 each of these. I believe there's dies that will cut these out. And then they are very, very heavy. So I don't know if you remember, I can't remember the name of it, but there was a set of papers in the spring catalog that were actually double-sided, but they were very, very heavy like this. So these are going to be great for making boxes, any kind of 3D items, because they are very, very thick. This one, very subtle, very pretty. Look at that plaid. I mean, and all of these have silver shot through them. Well, let's see. I don't think, did this one? Yeah, very subtle silver here. This has a silver stripe in the background. And this one, the first one, has silver in the greenery and in the bow. So this one has a lot of silver because it is a plaid, and you've got one full line of the plaid in silver. And then, wow, all of these branches are silver. And then you have this piece, which I love the bows. Give me all the bows. So I like that they've given you like 4 or 5 different styles of bow. And did we look at the colors on this? I see Peaceful Pine. Where did it go? All wrapped up. Okay, we did not go over this first. Cherry Cobbler Cloud Cover. Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Peaceful Pine, Pool Party, Real Red, Secret Sea, and silver. Lots of silver. Yes, it is like the Easter designer paper, Corinne. So it is that exact thickness and like finish. So it's different from our typical designer series papers. Now we have another winter set, and actually there should be another. Did I bring? There's another winter set I've been designing with that I think might be over on my shelf. I need to go get. So this one is from the online exclusives. It's called Winter Dreams, and this is actually flocked. So let me bring up the colors. Then I need to go get my other set of papers. This has Secret Sea and white. Very simple, but gorgeous. Now again, this is not 2-sided. But you know, to be honest, this is flocked. I don't think you want this to be 2-sided. So we have 2 sheets of the snowflakes, 2 sheets of this that I'm calling a knit. This is like a knit sweater. Isn't that pretty? And then this is like snow. So you have kind of sparse snow up here, and as you come down here, or you would probably have it coming out of the sky like this and then coming down like so. So these are flocked and they are fairly heavy. Secret Sea and white. Now there's one more set, and I've been making swaps with it, so I didn't have it here. Let me see if I can grab it really quick, because I think it coordinates with this one. Actually, I found 2 that I've been working on with swaps, so. Okay, so this goes with this one here. So this is part of the same suite. And this one I really, really love. I have been using for swaps. And this one is called Alpine Winter. This is part of the online exclusives. that also debut in September. And this is what the brochure looks like. I'm not going to open, I don't think I'm allowed to share it. I know that the mini catalog or the catalog we're not allowed to share, but this is the cover, which I know we can share. So yeah, Corinne, the knit pattern does hurt you. I know. It's a little India eye strain. It's very, very tight pattern, and it's such a high contrast that it does mess with your eyes a bit. I think it's one of those you have to use in very small pieces. But I think it'll be a good contrast piece. Okay, so this Alpine Winter has basic black, cherry cobbler, cloud cover, crumb cake, early espresso, misty moonlight, peaceful pine, and pecan pie. I tell you, I think peaceful pine is in just about every single piece of paper in this holiday book. Okay, let me see if I can, I've been using this, so I don't know that I have full sheets of everything. So you have this mountain scene, and then the other side is this really fun stripe. Yeah, you can see I've been working with this a fair bit. Okay, now this pine cone has this lovely, lovely plaid on the other side. This nice, subtle, scene with the trees, and then, oh, okay, you know what? I think I do have a full sheet here. So this is one of those fun scenes. Here we have the very subtle, soft, peaceful pine, but if we look at the other side, another really pretty mountain scene, little chalets over here. This is lovely. So I think this would make a really good scrapbook. Actually, you could frame this and put some fun things in there, make a really good home decor piece. Here we go with the pine cones. So this is another one. I think there's a small pine cone and a large pine cone. Okay, so this is the large pine cone piece, and the opposite side is this very subtle trees. Then we have this really strong wood grain in pecan pie. And the other side is this buffalo check with peaceful pine. Isn't that fun? Okay, so there's that. There's 1, 2. Now this piece is more like a crumb cake wood grain, but it also has a lot of these papers, they look like fabric. And I know that's just the way that they designed them in the art studio. So now we have a cherry cobbler buffalo check. So these are really nice. I think these will make great masculine projects as well as great winter projects. So then we have this one here, and I'm kind of going, this is the one that has the kind of chalets. And then the other side is this peaceful pine with the trees. And then, oh yeah, so there is, see, these are larger pine cones. These are the smaller pine cones. And the other side of the smaller pine cones is that great plaid that I really, really like. And then, so yeah, there's the here's the 6th one, is this big mountain scene. And the other side is this great stripe. Doesn't that just look like a man's, this looks like a man's project to me. So I think that this is going to be very useful. Like I said, I've been making swaps with it. So I'm already in love with it. And again, this is called Alpine Winter, and it's in the online exclusives. The online exclusives, what you'll notice is we have a small online exclusives offering coming out in September because we have a lot in the catalog. So we get online exclusives every other month, and but I like the fact that when it's a month that we already have a catalog, that we don't get quite as many because there's only so much you can kind of absorb at once. Now this, somehow I didn't get this in my lineup, and I'm not sure why. Probably because it was open on my in my design area. So this is called Texture and Tone. It's a mix in, and so that means it has some what do you call it, like ephemera and stuff that coordinates with it. The mix and match patterns. So this has basic black, crisp cantaloupe, gray granite, mossy meadow, old olive, pecan pie, petal pink, yay, and there's that very vanilla again. So yeah, I've been using this pattern. These are very subtle patterns, and let me just look at that. Where did my colors go again? Is that, yeah, that is black. Okay, so there's a black and vanilla. And again, we get 3 sheets of this. So some of those we got 4, you know, we would get 4 sheets of a pattern. And this one, I think we're getting 3. Look at that crisp cantaloupe. Isn't that a fun check? No, we get, yeah, this is 4 sheets. We get 4 sheets. I used some of this other one because I was making swaps. So this is pecan pie, and this is another one of those, Corinne, that's a really tight pattern. That's not quite as much India eye strain as some of the others, but it is a very tight pattern. So there is the crisp cantaloupe, and we get 4 pieces of that one. Very much a background pattern. So this is really bold, kind of an interesting pattern. Not my favorite. I will be using this side. On this paper, I'm going to be using this side because I love it. Hello, Linda from Minnesota, and welcome. You know, I adore petal pink. Petal pink with very vanilla. This is just absolutely gorgeous. This to me is a little funky. Having said that, I'll probably challenge myself to use a little piece of it at some point. But that is just not my favorite at all. Woo! Golly, that's a strong pattern. And not my favorite, but that I like a lot. So that is the final one in my designer series papers. These are the regulars. If you go to my blog, sweetstamper.com, you do have to scroll down maybe about 3 or 4 posts, and you will see my paper share. So you can get a quarter of all of these papers. And you do need to pay between August the 20th and 28th. I haven't even opened up payment yet, although I probably could now. I released this so early, I didn't want to start taking payments yet. This is the way I package my shares. So my $76, it includes your shipping and everything. And I put these in these very nifty open-ended plastic sleeves. I do label them. This is from an earlier paper share. And so I give you the name of the paper, the size of the paper, and then the item number. And I also give you, like the one coming up will be, I'll probably call it the holiday paper share. I need to put the year on it though, which I will do next time. And then the fact that you got it from me. So these are, it's a bit of a labor of love, to be honest. It's a lot of work to cut them all down and package them, but I love doing it. I feel like it's a great service to you guys. As I said, my first level team gets a discount on these, and I know it's a great service to them. Some of them are going to just use them because they love using them. Some of my team, actually, they run classes and things themselves. So I feel like that is a great service to them, but I want to save them some money on it. Okay, I am going to love you and leave you. All of this goes live in September. I don't typically do sneak peeks this early, but I am going to be gone in the latter half of August. I'm going to see my grandchildren, and so I will be out of pocket, and I wanted to show you while I could, and I am also I'm releasing my newest class. I just filmed it right before I came on. So that will come out tomorrow, and I will have this replay from YouTube as well. So that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your consideration for my paper share. Take care, and God bless.